Hi everyone, welcome to Kitabi Cabins. मेरा नाम चारू है and today I am back with a list of non-fiction books that I think you must get your hands on. The first one is The Fuzzies and the Techies by Scott Hartley. The term Fuzzies and Techies sounds like it's talking about cats and gadgets, but trust me, it's not. The term Fuzzies was Stanford slang for people who were of humanities, and Techies was for people who were of science background, the engineers and the coders. And for years, people thought that Techies were the one who were inventing future. But this book brings out such a good case and introduces us to this idea that best of the inventions happen when we take both the Fuzzies and the Techies together. It is such a refreshing read if you think that the non-technical side of you, the side which enjoys the humanities, the literature and the poetry side, does not matter in this modern world, and I think you will really enjoy reading this book. The second book I want to recommend is I Am Glad My Mom Died. This book is impossible to ignore. A, because of the title, and B, because once you start reading it, you can't stop reading this book. This is a very popular book and I was seeing it everywhere, but it didn't really spark interest in me because I kind of knew that this book is about this person who was in a very popular show called as iCarly, but I had never watched those shows. So मुझे कुछ वहाँ पे point नहीं लगा on going on to reading a memoir about a person जिसका मुझे ना show ना context कुछ भी पता है. But this memoir is such an important read for everyone. Even if you do not know the context of this book is about this little girl who was living under the shadow of her mother, who controlled every aspect of her life, from how much she ate to what she ate to whom she interacted with and whatever she was doing in the entertainment industry, under the mask of love. Janet writes openly about the eating disorder that her mother encouraged and the very complex relationship that she shared with her mother, the truth of entertainment industry and the kind of mental stress that came along with it, with OCD and depression and anxiety. When I finally read the book, I wasn't prepared on how much it will actually move me. And yes, the title does raise eyebrows. मुझे बहुत लोगों ने question किया है on what are you reading, Charu? But it is a fantastically written memoir. Great writing, feels very real, and I think everyone must read this book. Definitely recommend it. The third book I want to recommend is The Kitchen Confidential by Anthony Bourdain. This book is also our ABAM for August, where all of our Chalchitra community members will be reading it together. Anthony Bourdain was a chef, a storyteller, and a TV show host, and above that, a person who was so full of life. He has such an eye for the absurd and the beautiful at the same time, and in this memoir, he will take us through what happens behind the professional kitchens, the chaos, the hierarchy, and all that fun that happens which we do not get to see. It is as much as about food, as much it is about life and ambition and the struggles that happen behind the swinging kitchen door. And also, if you get to buy the physical copy of the book, you can find the annotations of the man himself. I have also heard the audiobook version of this book is also very nice. And if this book stays with you, you can also check out the documentary that was made on Anthony Bourdain, The Roadrunner, which is available on Jio Hotstar. The next book I want to recommend is The Knife by Salman Rushdie. If you are a person who has not read Salman Rushdie, you are missing out on the most magical and layered imaginative writing out there. And the book I want to talk about today of his is The Knife. It is a non-fiction memoir from one of the greatest contemporary fiction writers we have. In 2022, while speaking on the stage, Salman Rushdie was attacked and stabbed multiple times on the stage. And what followed was the fear, the trauma and the shock from that incident that could have silenced him forever, and he translated that into this book. It's the story of a man in his mid-70s who survives a murderous assault, and what follows is his healing with his family, friends, and all the people around him. It made him question for what art really is and what his writing can bring out to the world. Throughout the book, he writes with such clarity that you can feel every ounce of pain and resilience that the man is talking about. And yes, that is it for today. This was my non-fiction recommendation for all of you. I hope you pick up some of my recommendations, and thank you for being here. Thank you for being kind, and I will see you next time.